Now? There we go. Hello. I updated OBS, so that's why that was not connected. Hello, how is everyone doing? I fix. Hello. Yes, I know you can hear me now. I turned the mic on. It's all good. We've connected it to OBS. It is now working. Hello, everyone. I hope you are doing very well. How are we this fine Thursday? Hello, David Garuti. Welcome. And Texamantium, everyone else. The old god. Late and no mic. Oh, I'm sorry. You're right. I really have disappointed everyone tonight, haven't I? But you know who I've disappointed most of all? Myself. Hi. I want to talk to you about my journey into self-discovery. Buy my book. Or join my Patreon. Only one of those is fake. Hello, hi Arknomad. I'm very glad you're here to catch the beginning of a stream. Yeah, I'm very glad. Yeah, no, I'm amazed how shame it is tricky for some people to kind of like it's weird timing for some people, and I tried my very best to get a decent time where like most people in my audience are kind of like awake and alive and doing things, but it seems like unfortunately some people have day jobs, so that such a trouble. But aside from that, I hope everyone's having a lovely week. I stopped watching a Warhammer lore video for this. I was doing it for inspiration for a space opera of mine. I don't like Warhammer though. Interesting. Is Warhammer... It's not the original space opera, but it's certainly up there, isn't it? I know very little about Warhammer other than the figurines. I do want to one day paint a Warhammer figurine just so that like I get the experience from it. Where's Chance of Senna? It did not win the poll. I'm sorry. That you cannot blame me for that. If the poll does not reflect my own preferred choice, then I must simply choose what the poll chooses for me. Is what I'm trying to say. I don't think I'm making much sense today. Anyways, you see this as a democracy. Exactly. Thank you, Georgia. Buy my book. She's turning into Dynan Rimwell. Ooh, new guy. I hope you have fun. I think this is perfect background viewing material, honestly. I try to cultivate that vibe. Most of my favorite YouTube videos are exclusively used for background viewing. Don't tell the YouTubers who make them I said that. Catches me towards the end of my workday, but I'll sit in to listen. Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's somewhere in the realm of convenient and inconvenient. Maybe I'll make another poll. Star Wars Foundation by Asimov and June were the first space opera. Star Wars Foundation by Asimov and June. June, I believe. June sounds about right. June is insane. The people is Hannah and Hannah is the people. Come now, you're not supposed to say that for everyone to hear. Okay, let's see if we can get things set up to my liking. Or should I just go with black and 50% opacity? That seems about right. That seems fine. Well, we're going a little bit light on it this time, but I prefer that for my sketching. If you saw my last art stream, that's something I was quite I put a little bit of emphasis on. It's like, I lied. This is nice for my sketching. The stream starts right when I need to leave work. Play me in the car. Watch this while you drive home. Nothing wrong could possibly happen. I am not endorsing this. I am not encouraging you to drive and stay on your phone. Oh, dumb question, but how do I do a PNG tuber like yourself? I do have OBS Studio. I use VideoTube Mini, which is a... So there's two versions. There's VideoTube Mini and then there's VideoTube proper, which last I checked, but it was a while ago, it was still in production. It's not quite out in full access yet. I think you can get it on early access if you join the creators. I think it's their Patreon. Oh, I'm doing a bad job. Anyway, I use VideoTube Mini. If you if you Google that, you'll find their website. It's very easy to use. I myself am not an expert on PNG tubers or anything like that, and this was exactly what I needed because it really is very, very easy to get a grasp of. You only need 4 images and do a little bit of bouncing around. The fact that my PNG avatar can bounce around and the desk does not is because I then used different layers in OBS, so I'm working with static images, and then you have the PNG tuber behind and in front of the desk, which is the foreground, and the chair, which is in the background. And then I did something a little bit finicky with the perspective to make it look like my hand is in the foreground. And then yeah, and then Meandry, who is the wonderful moderator for the Discord, made the little animation for the cup, for the steam on the cup, and it's very cool. And it's also randomized if you pay attention to it. It's never the same thing twice. It's very cool. Insane that he managed to do that. Very cool, very cool. Let's see. Plug the phone into the aux. In the car. Garage. Let's see. Your fingers are vaguely unsettling. That is unfortunately what they look like in real life when I'm working. I do spider hand on my keyboard so that I can hit all the shortcuts. You don't want to see me typing with one hand while I'm with my left hand while I'm trying to because I don't want to change my setup from my move my tablet and move the keyboard in front of it, so I'm typing really badly with my left hand. It's unfortunately, it is law accurate. Stares at the coffee cup intensely. Yes, yes, notice the coffee cup. Oh, no problem, Parasoro. I hope I helped a little bit. I love to talk about how I got things working through a series of trial and error. We got it all figured out though, at the very end. She does the gif where her fingers split into a dozen little make fingers to type. Exactly, exactly. Okay. If you are not aware, this stream is going to be focusing on drawing Tala's family members. Tala herself will also probably wind up being present in some of them, but ultimately we're talking about Tala's family, the main 8 side characters aside from Tala herself, who will be present in the first arc of the comic. I don't talk a lot about them, because I don't want to get too attached. But they are very, very important to the plot and to Tala, and, well, most of them are. And we'll be focusing on them as well. I draw them very seldomly, so I've got a bunch of references up on the other monitor. I might have to scratch out and redraw a couple things every now and then. Because I designed them and then I drew them quite consistently in my old style, and then I switched a bunch of things. If you've been watching the channel and my stuff for a long time, you'll know that I have switched art styles maybe 3-4 times. Unfortunately, for a while there, I really was just going with the flow of whatever I felt like on the day. But I'm kind of trying to settle into something a lot more solid now. And I've been keeping it up for a good couple months, touch wood. I'm praying that it doesn't change one day, because sometimes I really do just wake up and I've forgotten how to do it the way that I used to. Which is not good, and not a good thing to admit. But yeah, since I have changed art styles a little bit, I've not really drawn the characters. I've drawn Tolok, who is Tala's father, and I've drawn Mayi, who is Tala's cousin. And that is kind of as far as it goes. And of course Terron, her brother. But he's basically the only other character I draw frequently other than Tala herself. So we will see how we go. They're expendable. It's complicated because the story is about an immortal being, an immortal person who is going to live throughout history. So you kind of know what you're getting into when you get into it, you know? They are very important for the time that they are in, and I love them deeply. But I am too scared to get attached. So that is the situation. I predict that they will die. Yeah. I think that's a safe enough thing to say. It is, you know, logically, it's gonna happen. How do you even know which style is with? Are you that talented to know? No, I wake up one day and I look at the stuff I'm doing now, and then I look at the stuff that I was doing 3 months ago, and I go, oh no! They don't look the same anymore. And now I have to, like, pretend I did this on purpose. And, like, I have a job where I draw the same styles pretty consistently, and I'm fine there. It's just, like, my own personal style. I really do just, like, oh, it's really comfy for me to draw this way. Oh no, now it's really comfy for me to draw that way. It is so frustrating, and it is something that I'm kind of fixing slowly over time. Like, I draw faces the same way, I draw hands the same way. My hair, I think, the bouncy, fluffy hair, I think I've more or less perfected. That doesn't seem to be changing very much. It's all in the shape of the face, the shape of the bodies, the way that I draw fur pelts and clothing, and you know, it's in the thickness of the line art and the stylization of, like, just the little elements as we go. And you could argue that some of that is me improving and learning anatomy and you know, becoming better, but I would call it annoying and maybe not super professional. But that aside from that, let's do a quick warm-up sketch of Tala. I did a lot of drawing today, but then I took a break for a couple of hours, so I don't know how this is gonna end up. You know how people do warm-up sketches? We don't do that here. It's perfect or nothing. You're just like me, but I'm better. Damn it. Oh, they're right. Let's see. Let's do Tala, our classic mascot. Like I said, it's in the way I draw the anatomy. I mentioned the last stream as well, that the last art stream as well, that, you know, I've started, like, putting more emphasis on drawing the shoulders during the sketching phase. That also does change the final look of your characters, you know, whether you want them to or not. And I suppose technically it's not completely unheard of. You look at a lot of manga, a lot of mangakas actually tend to change. Well, not actually, but they tend to change their style throughout the course, especially if it's a long-running manga. You'll look at, like, the early issues of One Piece will look completely different from the later issues of the latest issues of One Piece, just because the person creating them has improved so much and they've changed so much, and it's happened over such a long period of time that it's not super noticeable. But I kind of want to be able to be at least a little consistent. Let's see, who else am I thinking of? Dungeon Meshi as well for the manga. The mangaka, I believe, changed the style of the whole manga pretty early on, I think, like after a couple of issues in. Let's see. Which is interesting, but not unheard of. As I'll say again. Umamoto. Make the whole family Uma. How do I draw fluffy hair again? Looks in mirror. That's No. Actually, the biggest problem with the hair is that I forget where the curls go. So, like, here's the parting, here's the curls, but then I'll look at, like, an older image of it and I'm like, oh, I drew that completely differently and now it looks different. Well, it's like the level of bounce is different. Or it's cropped slightly closer to her head than it used to be. Okay, let's see. Getting our anatomy figured out on the spot, which is perfect. I've done something with the shoulder, but that's alright. Not that noticeable. Which is what you want in an error. You know what that is? Hair growth. Who is Tala? Is she like a gender bent Terron OC you created? Oh, absolutely. Yeah, no. Not the main character. That would be silly. I spent so much time focusing on her because she's going to be dead by the end of episode, by the end of the first arc. You know, I just really wanted to get you attached to this mascot character that I would then immediately kill off. Terron is the real main character. Let's see. I'm figuring it out. I'm learning. I'm doing. I have made her face too angular. She looks far more round in the face. Yeah, that is another thing. I tend to flip between drawing her very moe, very cutesy, very small, very big head, and then doing this far more, I suppose, quote-unquote realistic, a little bit more very wiry, skinny, which I would argue is more realistic for the body type I intend for her. And it definitely is tonal. It is, it's depending on the tone I'm trying to say. But I worry that it makes her look much younger in some scenes than it does in the others. Which is fine. But still something I want to watch out for just in case it does become a problem. Okay. Back to the modesty underwear. Okay, and then let's not bother with full body drawings. I feel like that would be a little bit more time consuming and a little bit more wasteful. Not quite the pose I was intending, but I suppose it works. Okay. What do I have down here that I've drawn now? There you go. It's okay. She's wearing shorts. Okay. Oh, does your drawing pad have a screen you draw directly onto, or is it a touchpad and you watch a separate screen? I started learning. Yeah, so it's a very big one. It is an XP pen. I've forgotten the brand name. It's under my desk. It's being covered by a different box. Don't worry about it. XP Pen Artist 24 drawing display. So it's technically a display tablet, not a drawing tablet. And the idea is that it's hooked up to the PC and it acts as a second monitor, and then you have your stylus, which is able to, you know, you work on it as you would with your mouse, right? And then, of course, there's touch sensitivity and pressure sensitivity. Not touch sensitivity, sorry. And the idea then is that, yeah, it's hooked up to the big PC that I have, and then it's all running as one big device, right? So it's all the same computer doing the same work. And then, yeah, I started learning on a touchpad, and I had it on my little dinky laptop that I had at the time. And I started learning on Paint Tool Sci, which you may never have heard of, which is alright. It was quite a long time ago. In fact, Georgia gave it to me to borrow. It was hers. And she gave me my very first drawing tablet, which is very cool. I like that story. Let's see. What if Tala and Terron had siblings called Talan and Tara? Now that would be scary. I'm not sure I've ever drawn a character consistently. Good, be free! You do not have to if you do not want to. If you're not making a comic book, you do not have to. Art consistency is the worst thing in the world. Okay, let's move on to the next character. Terron. Our little baby boy who underwent a growth spurt since the short comic that you can find on the Patreon. I'm sorry to plug it twice in one stream. I draw him as a very small little baby boy in that one. And then the idea is that he's much older looking in this one. He really did just like sprout up. It's only been a year. But let's see, he is 17 in this comic, and then he was 16 before. And to me, in my experience, I remember my classmates absolutely shooting up around that time. Very instantaneously. Let's see, what do I have here as a reference? Plug it again. Goldship has white hair. Is she related to Tala? Oh, indubitably. Her great grand cousin. 4 times removed. I knew it. Oh, thank you, new guy. Good luck. I hope you get the job. Yeah. Not for my sake. And no pressure, of course. But thank you very much for the offer. Rumors may exist in the Immortal Universe canon confirmed. Yeah, there you go. Why not? And then he's got, yes. So it's short in the back. Short in the back, I should say. Yes, okay. I'm doing all this work to make his eyes look pretty. It's fine, it's fine. And then really the only real difference between the two of them is that he's got a slightly more angular Slightly lower jaw, and then it's like a slightly sharper lines. And then his nose is much longer. Again, depending on the style I draw him in. I don't know if I like this. You're gonna have to do. It's fine. Don't worry about it. At his base, she's gonna draw buff Terron. He's getting there. He takes after his father a bit, but he's getting there. What am I missing with him? Yeah, much better. There we go. I figured it out. Okay, let's give him... Yes, okay, so regular collarbones, shoulders, arms... All the human body parts that humans need in order to stay upright and walk around. You know the ones. Okay, and then we have the... Okay. Ah, that's it as well. Older Terron has thicker neck. Just to make him look a little bit more mature. It's a bit weird, because it's the way I draw children and the way that I draw adults. Adults are a lot more like anatomically oh no. Anatomically correct. Their proportions are a lot more close to realistic. Their heads are still too big, but you know, aside from that. And then you get to the kids, which I've said this before, I draw them like sandbags. And going from that into, and you know, they're a lot more like anime-esque. And then going from that into adulthood, you know, I am kind of a little bit teetering on either side of that like spectrum, like the coin, right? So they've got very anime-esque faces, but then more realistic bodies. Which, you know, many many animes, many manga have managed to balance that sort of equilibrium. But I'm not exactly sure where I want my own style to fall on the scale. Because storytelling-wise, tone-wise, it does quite a lot of lifting for it. So if I was telling something more akin to, you know, light-hearted slice of life or comedy, I'd be leaning a lot more in the simplified, stylized direction, more anime-esque. And if I wanted to tell a more serious story, I'd be leaning more realistic. I don't have that much confidence in my ability to be realistic. Or I haven't historically for a very long time. And while I think I'm better at it than I ever have been, letting go of that fear that I'm not going to be able to really pull it through is probably most of what's holding me back at the moment. Just for being able to maybe draw consistently. I can't blame it all on that, but yeah, something. It's getting there. 5 Ian is your song. Right. Will we get an immortal Ian Azir equivalent? Probably at some point. I don't have that much planned for... like, I don't have much of the details planned for that section historically of the story. I know what I want to be happening at that given point, but it's much larger scale. It would be fine to have, like, Ian Azir in the background. Very, Cabbage Man and Avatar style. Okay. Let's see. Cabbage. Okay. Now, of course, he is quite buff, but more emphasis on the wiry than the buff. He's not going to have biceps. What have I done with your arm to make you look like this? Ah, that's what I did. See, as long as I give the approximation of fingers, kind of, it almost looks like I drew them. Yeah. Something more like that. Ah. What have I done wrong? Ah, put too much emphasis on it. Okay. So going like that. Decent shoulders. Not like that. It's got that. It's got that. Gap in between, but it's not fully defined. That's what we're looking at. And something like that. His hands on his hips. The hips have to be accentuated, but they're smaller because mask. Let's see. Oh, I should just abandon the stomach altogether. I'm just not going to be able to do that, am I? Let's leave it. Oh, I'm not fully happy with it. But I suppose that's fine. That's workable. That's fine. That would require me going back and looking at some other references. That I don't... Oh, wait, do I have them here? I do. There he is. Son of a bitch. Oh, I really just didn't define them at all, did I? Okay. Okay, so you've got under the ribs. No, that looks weirder if I leave it alone. This is me in real time struggling. There you go. Good enough. Don't look at it again. We're not looking at it again. It's fine. It's fine now. Don't worry about it. We're all good. And then, of course, we have Tala, their father, who they got most of the genetics from, I will be honest. Make him ripped. No! Prime Hannah alt account. Hey, no impersonating me in the chat. I will cry. I cannot sue you, but I will cry. Oh yeah? Yeah, you wanna call me chicken? Yeah, I'll call you. Fucking rude. I'll show you, chicken. Would a chicken do this? Starts bawling. Okay, I did draw him last stream as well. He's such a miserable looking chap. A little bit like if a wet cat was a person. A chicken would bawl. Oh no, I'm dying. The ultimate showdown of ultimate Disney. Right. And I think what I said earlier about the line between more cartoonish avatar anime anime type stuff. I'm thinking of the Cabbage Man still. Sort of anime type style lined with the more serious style of the adults is very clear to see when I draw older characters, especially. Let's see. Because as is something that often doesn't get caught in anime specifically, is older characters having very big eyes. But then it kind of ends up looking a little like uncanny valley. It looks wrong. And it's often because they've taken the way that they would draw like a teenager and they've now applied those rules to someone in their 50s or like old middle-aged villager number 8, right? And it's even worse if they're bald, because that really does just show off some of the flaws of the art style. Not always, but in some manga, in some anime as well, I've really noticed it and it really bothers me. And I do think the fix around that is to draw them more serious and give them more realistic proportions. Much, much smaller eyes, realistic lines in the face. And that's not something that's typically, like, put a lot of emphasis on or put a lot of focus on when you draw older characters or draw at all, Like, a lot of the way artists are taught, it's like through younger bodies, younger models, younger figures used in anatomy books. So it's pretty interesting. Bald, my eyes. He looks very disappointed. He has the disappointed dad look. Yeah, like I said, he's like if a wet cat was a guy. Let's see, what should I... I'm getting quite good at the cold stare with the head turned slightly upwards sort of angle look, I'm getting better at it. And he looks quite a bit different from the original height sheets that I put out as well, which I have kind of been using as my art references for, years and years now. Simply because I've, like, done more work into researching, and, like, he wouldn't have, like, I had him with, like, a police mustache kind of, like, in front of the beard, right? And that isn't really as realistic as him just letting it, like, grow free until it reaches, like, this length, after which he can more or less just, like, shear it off like that. With with a sharpened stone blade, with your scrappers or not scrappers, not scrapers either. I'm not even saying the right thing. The slices. Yeah, let's go with that. Cannot remember the word for it right now. Don't worry about it. And of course, he also has the bouncy hair, which vaguely offsets his depressive look. But we're keeping it because it's part of the style. It's fine, he gets it back at the ponytail. There we go, that's right. And then he has... It's difficult to say. Technically, it's the same thickness of neck as Terron, but where on Terron it looks thicker, he looks thinner, right? It's a mix of the beard, it's a mix of the face, it's a mix of the hair that's, like, surrounding him. But then you see the rest of him is very scrawny and quite, he is very underweight. Very, he's underweight, we'll say. And that is due to a number of reasons. Mostly stress. A little bit of him giving his food to others. When times are a little tougher. You know, you skip a couple meals a week. You have to deal with the weight of the world on your shoulders. It gets to you after a while, you know? Let's see. Just make sure I get the rest of his shape right. He eats 1 square meal per month. Yeah, more or less. Let's see. Why is she drawing Socrates, though? Also because potatoes weren't invented yet. Yeah, let's go with that. I mean, technically they weren't on the continent yet, so yeah, actually. Let's do... well, wrong pen. Let's do that angle instead. Yep, so... And then you see the defining of the shoulders here. And... and... very posh British. Yeah, I'm out of the stream, bro. Can't have people thinking. Oh, sad, tragic. Oh, you shall be missed, Phoenix Star. Come back soon. I don't know what I'd do without your quips. Sorry, I mean that genuinely. Let's see. And then, yes, and then we pull it back in here, and then we have the rest of the ribs here. And then we have a line running down. There's the belly button, and then you have your hips coming in. So, extended, that is the first set of hips. And your second set. And he's not that tall, I believe. He is... he's 5'11". He's reasonably tall. Let's see. Okay, and then we have our hands, which are just bone. Let me double check his fingers. Okay. So he had a bad accident while hunting. It's a little bit of a generic backstory, but I feel it happens often enough that it's worth representing. Representing here. He just had a bad hunting accident, and his first 3 fingers got nommed off. So his middle finger is only at the first knuckle, and then the rest are fine. And you know the worst part? He's left-handed. Tragic. Spoilers, he comes back as the Night King in the final act of the comic. Who is the Night King? Do tell me, I'd be fascinated. Tony Stark post-Infinity War vibes. Oh, no. I never even saw that movie. You can't say anything. Your Honor, Your Honor. I swear. What would I say I based him off of? I suppose one or two people I know in real life, actually, more than anything. Yeah, I simply shall not say. We will never know. Yeah, and then you get your little bit of sag. He was a strong man, he was a big man. And now he has a lot of loose skin. We love a depressed man. Is what I understand in fandom spaces. Let me bring his arm in a little bit more. And it would be here, wouldn't it? Ah, okay, so I've made a bit of an error. No, that's fine. That's the wrist. That's the hand. Okay, there we go. There we go. Okay. It's the villain from Mighty Joe Young. How does bro not know the Night King? Oh, I'm showing my ignorance. I'm showing my ignorance. The King of the White Walkers in the TV show? The Game of Thrones? I never watched Game of Thrones. My parents watched it, and I was like in the room sometimes when they did, but you know, I was like, ew, gross, icky, and then I left. To let you know what age I was when that show came out. And then when I was like vaguely interested in watching it because it was finally finished, the ending was awful and everyone was saying the ending was awful, so I just never watched it. I was like, oh, I dodged a bullet there, didn't I? God forbid I dedicate years of my life to a show with a bad ending. Could you imagine? Stares terrifiedly in the direction of the comic that I will hopefully one day make. Let's see. That's what fingers look like. Don't question it. That's a finger. That's hands. That's hands. That's hands. That's hands. It's fine. He's old and depressed. He doesn't have to have working hands. All shriveled. What animal did he lose them to? Was it a saber-tooth? That's a fantastic question. Let me check my wiki. Tulloch. No, I just say it's in a hunting trip. I theorize in the chat now. Who do you think ate his fingers? Was it A, a saber-tooth, B, a mammoth, C, a really big rat, or D, fellow man in a terrible, terrible turn of events? Bullshit. He thought the wolf was friend-shaped and tried petting it. He tells everyone it was a hunting trip. No, no! He's supposed to be epic and tragic, how dare you! It was me, Dio. Squirrel the fandom demands. His hungry hunting partner. Saber-toothed squirrel. Homotherium would make sense since it's a European saber-toothed cat. I suppose, yeah, Homotherium. Oh, which one is that one? It's one of them. I feel like a saber-tooth is... I feel like the fact that he already lost his hand in a hunting accident is relatively basic. I would worry saying that it was by a saber-toothed tiger, the most Neolithic, the most Paleolithic animal that could ever bite a hand. He got his hand stuck under a really big rock. I mean, yeah, that's a realistic way to lose your hand if it gets mangled. Does it specify bite? No, it just specifies a hunting trip. So he could have just fallen off a cliff and gotten, like, his hand lodged under something. A hell hog. Dude could have gotten a hand stomped. That's the thing. Without modern medicine, pretty much anything could take you out, right? Like, all it takes is ripping off a really tall hill, and you kind of fucked if you break anything. Maybe it'll heal wrong. Maybe it's broken in 3 different places and they have to cut the whole thing off. Like, it really is just, they can heal you slowly and painfully, but you will never be the same as you were before. So, like, even though he has most of his hand, who's to say that, like, he can't use any of the hand, right? Like, the fingers are still there, but are they functional? Or is it just dead weight that he has to carry around? I don't really have him use his hand for anything. He was left-handed, so he can, like, shuffle things around, but, like, primarily he uses his right now for most things. So, I don't know. That dang squirrel. The slightest breeze could end your measly. Straight-tusked elephant calf stepped on it. So tragic. Yeah. It was like during a chase, during a hunt, and there was a stampede, and you get caught up in it. You don't move quick enough, and something just barrels into you. Maybe it was a cave hyena. They live throughout Eurasia. Weren't they? Oh no, they weren't scavengers, were they? What were they? I think I have it that they are... I mean, by that logic, it could also be a cave bear. No, thank you, AI overview. I don't want to know from you. Thank you, glorious Wikipedia. Which is only slightly better, and technically what the AI was taught from. Apex predators. Okay. That's cool. I was right. Cave hyena was pred. Yeah. Maybe. They were like dragging him into the cave, and then that's how he lost his hand. I guess it would make sense then for him to have other bites. He would have just like scars on his body. Couple of tears here and there. But, alas, I have not put those down. It was a badger, those guys are no joke. Could you imagine? All your friends would make fun of you. All your friends. You would never survive. All of your friends would make fun of you. Oh my god, it was a squirrel. It was a badger. Did you not know what badgers are like? You've lived here your whole life. You've gone your entire existence knowing that they are more dangerous than they look. And yet, look at what you've done. It would be funny if he bit the other half of the creature's paw, foot, whatever as well. Dude got drunk during a hunting trip, woke up with a squirrel gnawing off his fingertip. That's horrific. That's a horror story. Don't get drunk in the woods. They'll eat your hands. Oh god. I feel like it would already have to be dead meat if it was like a squirrel eating his hand. It would have to be he had the accident while drunk and then just found a squirrel munching on what was left, you know, while he was asleep. Very gory sort of visual, isn't it? Since it's a fictional world, they don't have to be Eurasian animals. It could even be a Gorgonopsid from before the Great Dying. Ooh. I am trying to stick as close as possible to realism, but I do like the way you think. That would be cool. I wouldn't mind. I should draw Tala with dinosaurs more. I feel like that would be fun. Just like your very stereotypical... Even modern hyenas aren't obligate scavengers, they'll hunt opportunistically. Ah. I can't believe I didn't know that, actually. I suppose this the archetype, the stereotype you associate with them being scavengers is so strong. It's kind of funny to think that they aren't just pure scavengers. Would a vulture then maybe be a better representation of a scavenger, do you think? Using fingers as a fishing lure. A boar could have probably bitten it off. Any number of things it could have been. He was just chewing his own arm, dreamt about eating a juicy steak. Oh no. There were hippos in Europe during the Mesolithic. I believe the Mesolithic was long before the Paleolithic, wasn't it? Very cool though. Oh no, the Mesolithic. Oh my god, I'm thinking of the other one. No. It was quite recent. It was quite recent. Actually, if they were there in the Mesolithic, they'd be there in the Paleolithic as well. Huh. Yeah, the Stone Middle Age. Wee. That's right, buddy. Tala and her tribe find the last dinosaur, eat it, and say, it tastes like chicken. Wait, what's a chicken? They don't want you to know this, but actually it was Hannah that took away half his hand. I mean, yeah, technically. Sure, why not? I'll put that into my belief system. Okay, and now we draw Mitzka. Oh, jeez. Sorry, mosquito. Yeah, I confused the Paleolithic and Neolithic as well, yeah. This is why I write everything down. I'm not a very intelligent person. I can't really keep it all on track in my head. Thank God for free educational resources on the internet. Not necessarily Wikipedia. And not AI overview. Don't believe the AI overview. Don't do it. Dude found a llama. Again, I love the attitude. Wrong continent. Wait, we have a better option. Oh, dude found a llama. I see. Vultures do prefer to scavenge, but they'll totally kill you if they think you can't fight back. Makes sense. Wouldn't that also then... I feel like that's a scavenger approach to things. Hey, they can't fight back, get them. Oi, silence, Georgia. Thank you very much, but The saber-toothed squirrel lived in Argentina, but don't let that dissuade you from making that the cause of finger loss. It's a little bit more boring. It's not as it's by far not as entertaining as a lot of what you guys are saying, but my current leaning towards the cause of the hand loss is maybe slipped down a rock slide, the hand got caught on a rock, everything got crushed. It was deeply unfortunate. A very mundane way to lose your fingers in the Paleolithic. That's the thing. It's because if it was an animal attack, right, there'd be more scarring. There'd be a lot more on the hands and the arms, which I could take. There's still time to add them. I'm not saying I can't, but I'm saying that then the last couple years of art of him would be inconsistent with with the future. Oh, bye, Vivant. Thank you very much for sticking around. Yeah, it was a giant leech species. This is a very crude kind of Paleolithic we seem to be finding ourselves in. Nah. A crush wound would be more dangerous than a straight cut. So that's the idea, right? So it would have crushed let's say, like while he was falling, he landed with his hand wrong. First two joints on the pointer and index finger. I believe that's the index finger. No, pointer and thumb. Hi, M Creeper. Thank you very much for the for the donation. I highly appreciate it. You are very immortal. Fun fact, the entire leg of horses are actually fingers. Thank you. I did know that. I did know that. Okay, I don't know about the entire leg, but I know the hooves are fingernails. That's very sick. Thank you very, very much for that. Ah, not the entire leg, the lowest section is. Ah, I see. He could have some scars on either hand from having to relearn how to use his right hand. Yeah, absolutely. In fact, realistically, it would make sense. They would not have unblemished hands, right? Or unblemished, like, bodies. Like, they would have more severe sun damage. They would have more, light scarring along the hands, the fingers, the fingernails especially. Not scars on the fingernails, but they would be more, like, chipped and worn away. The more hard physical, like, labor and, like, the more you use your hands, sort of the tougher they get, the thicker the fingers get as well. Not always the case, but in some body types that does tend to have, like, you get these very, it's that saying of, like, the working man's hands versus, like, the white collar worker's hands, right? Like, it's one is soft, one is tough. You get these calluses on the fingers, and then all of that is accentuated when you are not working with, like, tools that are strictly, like, they were chipped, they were made, but they're made out of stone. You're still working with stone. You're still working with a rough surface all day. You get calluses on your hands and your fingers. That's not something I have the time to show in a comic. If I ever do, like, close-ups of the hands, I hope maybe I can get, like, a little detail in there. But then that would also require me to now make reference pages for those hands and for that everything, which would be a fun thing to do, but I feel like at a certain point I have to draw a line on the detail that I am willing to show, and memorizing the hand calluses for each character and remembering to put them in panels where they're close-ups. I don't know if I got that in me, man. I can try, but I don't know. Yeah, these guys that are farmers or laborers and their hands are huge. Yeah. My granddad was, he worked his whole life. He was in factories, sometimes as a supervisor, but, like, he loved working with his hands, right? And I remember just being, like, a little kid and, like, holding my hands up to his, and it would just, like, dwarf them so completely. Like, I think my fingers would just reach, like, from the bottom of his palm, like, up to the first knuckle. The second knuckle, sorry, my bad. And it's such a vivid memory of mine that I do, like, the emphasis on the hands is something that I do want to bring across in certain places where they're accurate for the characters. And yeah, it's frustrating. If I could, I would spend, like, 10 years drawing every single detail that I possibly could, but I don't know, man. I try my best, but I am not perfect. My guys are a lot more dexterous, however. Ah, yes. You're expected to know every crevasse and crease of their hands. I know. And every single blemish and, like, scar and, like, the line on their face and, like, how their ears look and, like, how one's a little warped than the other, and you're supposed to know how every wrinkle, fold on every arm and shoulder and chest area, and God forbid I give him scarring, because then he's just gonna have scars everywhere that I have to remember the placing of. Oh, it just never ends. No, it would be a fun thing to do. Maybe I will give him scars. That'd be fun. Make him look even more worn down than he is currently. Hi, Shine! Aloha! Welcome. One has to turn into Yoshikage Kira. In fact, memorize the pause while you're at it. No, please, anything but that. Let's see. Okay, moving on. Let us turn to... So now, these are the 3 characters I've been focusing on in recent memory, right? Let us turn to Mitzka, who is... Let me get this right. Okay. Yes, okay, I have this right. Okay, so she is Talok's sister by blood. And then, of course, you know, the aunt of the twins here. They are not twins. They used to be. They're not anymore. In an old version of the story, they were. And she's very cool, very chill, except for when it comes to her own kids. She is quite sweet. She's very lovely. She plays the much calmer counter to Talok's more... I wouldn't call it strictness per se, but he's a lot more high-strung than her. That's a better way of saying it. My former twin. I don't have a recent memory, only short. Yeah, well, what I'm saying is, like, in the last couple weeks, I've been drawing them, at least, right? Mitzka, it's been a while. So, this might be a learning experience for me as well as you guys. Okay. She does have a much rounder face and a much rounder body. She is Pollock's opposite in every way. So, physically and mentally. She is much more of an optimist, and she's a lot better with people as well. Now, I don't know how I'm going to write a character who's good with people, but I'm giving it my best shot. And... let's see... where do I have another drawing of her? There she is. There we go. More like that. She has an extra half a hand. Yeah, why not? She has polydactyly. She has 6 fingers. She took his. There's a today. How does one write someone who's good with people? Study other people who are good with people and then base your character off of them. Let's not give her such deep crow's feet. There we go. Something like that, something like that. There we go. Because I made them look quite a bit younger in previous versions, previous iterations of them. And as I've improved on my ability to draw older people, I've started giving them more older emphasis. Let's see. And then she's got the same nose as him, actually. There you go. I'm doing something that I don't like, and I need to look at it a little bit longer before I figure out what it is. There we go. Uh-huh. Let's see. Okay. The real finger snatcher was her all along. Yeah. It's still cracking up at the idea of someone presenting a family member as their former twin. She already looks a lot warmer. Yeah, I'm glad that's coming through. It's all in the eyes at the end of the day. Sometimes, unless it's not. Let's see. Something like that. Yes, and then it all comes out like that. And we've got a smaller piece coming here. That's what I was doing. I was giving her much more accentuated eyelashes. Which I guess could be a stylistic choice. Maybe. Brings into question where she's getting eyeliner out in the sticks. Let's see. Maybe I shouldn't give her... Even if I give her small ones, it does kind of read as a very tired character. Which works for him, but not so much for her. I don't want it to look too haunted. She can look a decent amount haunted, but she can't look too haunted, right? Maybe that's better. And then, no, that's not gonna work. Yeah, that's what I pretty much drew. That's the style of nose that I was giving her before. Can I give it a little bit more? Yeah, that's much better. Okay. And I was giving her much more angular. It's age, but it's a soft age, which is a little bit difficult to pull through. Let's see. She stopped being Tala's twin because she didn't share the eyeliner. That's not what I said. Tala and Terron were the twins. She's their aunt. Was that not... Is that what that sound? Have you nailed down the cosmology? How many suns are in the sky? Just one, just one. We're sticking to Earth cosmology for now. If I was a really good writer, I would give them their own custom constellations that are based on the real constellations in the sky, but like they drew different conclusions as to what they were. Like that's something I think would be really fun to do. That would require me getting access to a proper like star map of a specific area in Europe that would then... And it wouldn't really make sense as well because like nothing else is really the same Earth-wise. Like the nature's all the same, but the actual environment, the tectonics, the continents are all completely different. So maybe I should make my own custom one. That'll be the next video. Oh, jeez. Sometimes I go, you know, I should just sit down and just make the comic. Just make it exist. And then I think about stuff like that, and I'm like, oh, well, I can't possibly do that now. I need to do all this other stuff. And now you'll realize why why it's been so long. I'll be okay. I'll figure it out eventually. I did make up my own constellations. There are papers somewhere in my old physical documentation of the world where I did go over constellations and my own stars and that, which I could refer back to and update and improve on, which would be quicker. So maybe I'll just do that. David Green. Relatable. Very much agree. Very good, David. Tolkien is the only person I can think of who used Earth stars in different constellations. Oh, I didn't know that. That's very cool. I need to like read the Silmarillion. One day. It's on my very late to-do list. Let's see. Okay, so I've made her eyes too big. I was talking about making older characters with smaller eyes, and then I made her eyes too big. Maybe I should forego the lines altogether. I shouldn't forego them altogether. She is an older character. It would make no sense for her to look like she's moisturizing next to her brother, who is... I cannot stress this enough, he is younger than her. I can't draw her like this. She's actually not gonna make any sense like this. Oh no. He's 39 and she's 42. I've drawn her like a supermodel. Okay, hang on. Let's backtrack, let's rework. How is he younger than her? I know, he aged really poorly. Her name is Mitzka. Like Mitski, but not. Let's see. Okay, so she just aged very well and he horribly. I would maybe attribute it to body fat at the end of the day. I think I can say at least 25% of it is that. Because he is horrifically underweight, and then she, as she's grown older, just has naturally more body weight. Which, you know, I think could help. It makes the cheeks, the the meat around the face, which is a terrible way to phrase that. There's quite a bit more there. It makes it look a little bit more youthful. But then I can't just have her be like blank. I can't have her be smooth. She's got to have something. Maybe he got into fasting for spiritual reasons? It's a good idea, but it's not quite something I've set up in the current system. Maybe this is a problem with what I'm expecting out of this. Hang on. Because it feels like any amount of lines I give her is too many. Whereas with him, I can just go all in and he's just gonna look fine. Let's compare the two, right? Crow's feet, that looks fine. Crow's feet, that makes her look maybe a bit too old. What if I gave her one crow foot? I can maybe do that. I can do that. One crow foot. Oh, Tito, thank you. Oh, you updated it. That's sick. I shall check it out later. Why is she serving so much face? Also, is she single? Unfortunately, she's not single. I'm sorry. In fact, her husband will be the next one we draw. Husband in the modern sense of the word, the life partner, something, swans mate for life. You know what I mean. Let's see. So let's actually shape her out now. Got the shoulders. got the chest. And then here, she's a much simpler shape. Not simpler, I mean as in you don't have to detail out the second hip, first hip in quite the same way. I found it a little easier. Let's see. I'm trying to avoid the hand on hips now because I've psyched myself out. Fine, I shall persevere. What's the worst that could happen? Don't answer that. Oh, thank you, Tito. Let's see. No! How far back until Tala's parents are related? Groups at that time were quite small. You're absolutely right. Yes. I don't have that information. I don't know how far back it goes until Tala's parents are related, but I can tell you that they have a soft tradition where you have one partner coming from one group and another partner coming from another group. And you have, this is soft world building at the moment, but you have, and soft as in it is subject to change, perhaps. You have your bandborn or Tanulokri, and you have your sisterborn, Kotalokri, which I am pronouncing in my own accent, so I hope that is understandable. Kautelokri, where basically you have your bandborn and your sisterborn, and the bandborn come from your band. They were born within it, they are a part of it, and then you have your sisterborn. So they are part of the band, but they will never truly have this full placement in it. They are adopted into it as much as possible, but in times of strain, times of duress, there is always going to be that little divide that marks them out as other. So the two of them are bandborn, and Tala and Terron are bandborn, but her husband, life partner, I shouldn't use the term husband, it's a very like modern way of thinking about it, but yeah, so her life partner is sisterborn, so comes from an outside group that was then married into it. And it's this romanticized idea of you have someone who comes from outside your group, and it is a huge gesture of love to leave your band for them, because you can hook up with other people in those bands, but to leave yours to go and join another for a specific individual is a sign of true love. It is this dedication to another human being, which I thought was quite sweet. Where was I going with this? Anyway, that also helps to prevent to prevent close relations with cousins and family members. With family members, because ideally you meet up, have fun. A couple babies probably result as that fun. And then you do have this idea of love and this idea of a permanent engagement, and both are treated as more or less fine. It's easier if you've got a partner. Doesn't have to be the case, because you have the entire village to raise the child that has resulted from that relationship. That is my logic for it. It is mostly rooted in my fictional understanding of how this group would work. It's not really based in any history. It's based on the understanding that they need to prevent this sort of problem. This is probably how they would have approached it, in my mind at least, right? And then you also get like that romanticized idea of love and companionship, which I feel like should at least carry through in some form in this group, regardless of because it probably wouldn't be the idea of monogamy that we would understand it, but it's still something, you know? I hope that makes any sense. Sometimes I talk about stuff that I haven't talked about out loud before, and this is one of those cases, so we shall see. How do the clans decide who leaves and who joins? Is it gender-based? I kind of made it not gender-based. It's possible that there is some bias where it's more typical for the male to leave and then the female stays in her group, and then it could be that, but then that is also leaning very closely into more like, is it though? I guess not. I suppose there could be a bias, but I haven't really thought about that at the moment. I would betray country and cause for to prevent doing in Alabama. Well, I'm glad Mitzka's making such an impression on you guys. Oh my god. Oh my gosh. Oh, sorry, don't mind that. It would probably be status-based, you'd think, but groups of this time period were also pretty egalitarian. I have a little bit of a status concept placed within group rankings, more or less to decide like the big decisions, but that is age-based. Wherein you have the concept of elders, the elders are speakers, and then they make the very big decisions, like guiding where to go in times of crisis, right? Where to go and what to do in times of crisis. Whereas something like status here, it could very well just be who's the most charismatic, who wants to get away from their awful family in order to like meet. Like it could be, it's an interesting thing to look into, because it could really be like, oh, maybe I've met this person, don't really like them, I just want to get out of my current situation with the people who I currently live with. I don't really care, I just need to get out of that, right? Or it's this fling that then results in this huge gesture of love that then kind of dies out over time. Or it really is the real deal and they are happy forever, you know? And I didn't really think of it as being something status-based, you know? Especially, again, because very egalitarian, you don't really have this idea of more important people who didn't earn that importance through age and wisdom. And that kind of concept and that kind of thinking, as I understand it, tends to come along more when you have things like land and inheritance and cattle and, you know, ownership over things that then give you sort of bargaining chips and trading rights, and that's where you start to get into something like economy, and then you have to have this value that's given to people. As I understand it, at least. Sorry, the status thing really sent me on a bit of a tangent, didn't it? The fictional older women were all down bad for canonically taken. I heard that hunter-gatherer bands very often split up and join back together, and that was kind of the primary way they solved conflicts. Oh yeah, absolutely. The formation of groups is very loose. So you have groups, it's safety in numbers, so ideally you would want to be with the group that has the biggest number, and you would want to rejoin with a group that you have an existing relationship with. So you could just, but if you are dealing with times of conflict, you split up. You could also just do it in order to cover more ground, to reach a resource that isn't readily available in your current area. That was, as I understand it, a method of also you would have hunting parties that would go out, right? But then you'd also have gathering parties. You would have people come out, go out to could be I suppose not fishing. Fishing would be a little too instant. Go out to the mountains to hunt goats, right? I'm wording it very poorly. I'm making a video on that. There's more on that later. Mitzka and man happily ever after asking for a friend. Unfortunately, Orle is a wife guy, so she's being treated very well. I'm very sorry to tell you that she is very happy. You can change many things about history, but the wife guy is eternal, and you can quote me on that. If Tolok is eating less, it could just be a characteristic of his leadership, taking the least share of food rations so the rest of the clan will be better fed. Very astute, yes. I see that in the same way, yeah. It's a sign that he does put others before himself. And I hope that comes through in his character outside of his visual appearance as well. We shall... Oh, thank you, Arkna, man. I hope you have a very good end of your day, rest of your day. And thank you very much for sticking around. As she deserves. Spearfishing is a thing and has been for as long as sharp sticks have been a thing. Oh, absolutely. I believe it's the oldest form of fishing. It's the most immediate. Yeah. There we go. Let's get her fingers done, and then we shall draw Orle. There we go. Nice. What have I done? What have I done? I don't like something. Give me a minute, give me a minute. Ah, that's what I mean. It's because I haven't drawn her in so long. I have her more stylized than the rest, which means she needs to have a bigger head. So she doesn't look right, even though, in theory, she's fine. What if I flip you? Oh, that's it. There she is. Hang on. I'm working on it. Huh? Yes. We're getting somewhere. We're getting it. Hang on. Don't worry, guys. I just have to change every aspect of her and then we'll be done. Oh, I like that. I like that. She's got little dimples. Change something. The world is healing. I didn't think people would like Mitzka as much as she, as much as you guys are. I am delighted. The delightful discovery. Yes. Okay. Yes? I'm still not happy with the arms, but I'm beginning to think that's something I'm just not going to be able to fix with the hand on hips. Eh. I'm not gonna get it. I'm not gonna get it. I need to draw her more. It's just... Does she look better turned around, Matt? Yeah, she's fine. She's fine. She's fine. She's gorgeous. Okay, and then we have Orle. Orle is an interesting character because I don't really know him yet. Which is not really what you want to hear, considering how long I've been working on this. Every now and then I like think about him and I go, okay, I know he loves his wife. He's the most physically intimidating of them all. Which means he often plays, you know, pseudo-security in situations. But, yeah. Loves his wife, left his band to be with hers. Yeah. Yeah. I heard a common mistake when drawing is making the eyes smaller on men when the two are supposed to be the same age. Really? I suppose. Is it not usually a stylistic choice? My issue is that I make the eyes too big on older people, regardless of gender. Dude is the lanky bouncer, yeah. How tall is he again? Oh, we'll never know. I think I have him set as about 6'2", if I'm remembering right. Yeah, most physically intimidating. Only the best for Misky. If he's a wife guy, then he needs to have a very content expression. Just beaming at her. Just delighted to be in the room. How much is that in centimeters? That's a great question. I don't know. I should know. 189 centimeters if we're rounding up. Yay, someone I'm not taller than. Even Reese. Welcome back. I made it back. The evil doctor stole my blood. You're not from the US. Why are you using inches? Was I using inches? I used centimeters, didn't I? Oh, inches for the feet. It's complicated. Technically, right? We use centimeters here as well, right? If you go to the doctor's office, they measure you in centimeters. They tell you how tall you are in centimeters. The problem is that I and my immediate friends who are my age kind of learnt about height through the internet and people making a big deal of it out like on the internet, like the whole thing where it was like 6'2" is like if you're not over 6 foot you're not a man, like that thing. Like that does not matter. I have never had to like do the calculation in centimeters. I've never been told, oh, if you're not over 168 centimeters then you're not a man. Like I've never heard that sentiment in my life. It was only through the internet making such a big deal of height in like relationships and like stuff online that I learnt what height was standard for people and like what people thought of when they heard certain things about height. So now in my head, I calculate height by feet. No one in my country does this. To my knowledge. I don't know. Yeah, same, frankly. 189 centimeters is 6'2". I did say that, didn't I? I hope so. That normal for the Anglosphere? Yeah, unfortunately. I cannot stress enough how much the internet has, like, Americanized English-speaking cultures, right? I know a lot about American politics, and I know people in Australia who also know the same amount about American politics. We have MAGA supporters in this country. For no reason. There's no MAGA party here. There might be, I don't know, like a really fringe one that no one hears about, but like, we have people who support Trump here, and it's because their phones told them to. it's if you speak English, if you're in a country that speaks like a decent amount of English, like percentage-wise, I mean by decent, and that is just what happens. I cannot stress enough how much of a problem this is. I blame Brexit on American politics. And I know that's not true. I know that's factually incorrect. There's a lot of other stuff going on there. But I blame the internet for every single thing that's wrong in all these English-speaking countries. It's leaking. Oh, I was saying that it's normal in general. Feet and inches is normal for height across the Anglosphere. My parents do the same. My parents do not. They don't know what I mean when I say, like, when I measure things in feet, but only for people. I measure things in meters for everything else, but like in for some reason when it comes to people, I'm like, I don't know, it's feet. Hate being in the same language sphere as the States. Yeah. It's what I think a lot of people mean when they say like, oh, you know, we didn't vote for this, but we have to deal with what the US voted for. And like that's kind of a popular sentiment I've been seeing online since the last election. So it's an interesting topic to discuss. I'm not sure if this is the right place and time to be doing that, but I am always happy to say what very little I know about politics, because by God do I stay online far too much to not know at least a couple things. They'd be shorter back then due to limited nutrition. You'd think that, wouldn't you? But actually, statistically, they were taller. Because it's very interesting. So nomadic groups tended to be taller, and then once they settled into permanent settlements, they started getting smaller, which is why you have the thing where, like, in the Middle Ages, people were so much shorter, and if you find, like, an old building that was built during, like, the Tudor era, they will have these, like, really tiny door frames, and they'll go, like, oh, it's because they were so short, and it's like, oh, Napoleon was average height for the time, right? Like, they were taller, they got shorter, and now we're getting taller again. It's very fascinating. Why would anyone agree to use a system of measurement invented by Daffy Duck? Okay. Where was I? Right, Orle. Orle, whose head I still do not understand. I think I can draw it better now. People back then had thicker bones and weighed heavier. They were quite bulky. I can't put that into my belief system. I'm not sure. I'll have to double check that, but sounds plausible from what I understand. Let's see. Okay, I think I'm getting an idea of it. Okay, so we've got the beard. Oh, it's so scraggly. It is the closest shave that you could get at the time with the tools they had. If you look at skulls of Cro-Magnon and early Europeans and a modern person, same species too, by the way, the early European skull was way bigger in comparison. Ah, that's cool. I find this topic very interesting. Me too, me too. Very sick. Ah, there you go, cute. Yeah, so we define the cheekbones, but then we don't want anything else. Okay. Perfect. There we go. And then it's just... And then because he's got quite high cheekbones, yes, there we go. Now we're getting somewhere. A good enough shave from a good enough knife. I like my long flake knives too. I heard of a paradox. They were physically more fit, but also they would think sports as a thing was weird. Why waste energy? Food was hard to get in doing something pointless. Oh yeah, conservation of calories was a big deal. It really was. It was why waste your energy doing something that's not necessary, which is pretty interesting, like perspective-wise. In fact, even like from the outside looking in, you could say that a lot of nomadic hunter-gatherer cultures were like quote-unquote lazy. They didn't feel the need to draw productivity from every minute of their lives, right? There was no Puritan idea of like work and suffering will make you whole, right? It's this very like practical approach to an easy life, you know? It's like, well, why would I spend all this energy on something that's not immediately necessary? And by God, they were right. I wish they'd colonized the world instead. It would have been a much easier place. I joke, I know, but I'm so tired. I joke. Mostly. Let's see. Okay, so the silliest little beard a man could have. Actually, I should change this. I should make it so that it's more like hang on, we're doing character edits in real time, don't worry about it. So it's like the chin ends here, but he keeps it going for vanity and vanity alone. He wants to look his best. Why work all the time when there's no fridges to store it in? Exactly. They would be slacking off after they had their fill. Exactly. Luckily, that economic theory may be making a comeback thanks to abundant energy. I hope so. That would be nice. Let's see. Okay, so. In many ways, he is like a bird. Maybe I should just make him like a dude, bro. Little bit of a himbo. Maybe that's playing into a different kind of stereotype that I don't really want in the series. Ah, well. I shall consider it. I shall think on it. We shall see. Because that's the other thing, is that he does need to fulfill a role within the story. And as he is now, his character can fill that role, right? However, would it then make for a better story if I gave more of a separate element to his character that would make him more interesting as a person, while still allowing him to fulfill his role that needs to play out within the story, right? Let's go, dude, bro, himbo. I'm hearing a lot of support. Oh, hi, Harris Scott. Welcome, welcome. We're talking about dude bros and himbos. Himbos could be gym bros, but they spend their days lifting rocks and heavy logs. Oh, immortal branded himbos. I see. Does Mitski approve? Mitski approves of everything he does. Granted, it's not stupid. Okay. So, he's long. Like, he is stretched. He's very tall. But he is not malnourished in the same way. Healthcare was consulting the Oracle Bones, 50% effective for fixing a painful molar. Let's see. So they do have a very similar, I suppose, body type, I should say. Just in the, I suppose, the build. Very... how do I say this? Very skinny, very long. But I do want to differentiate them quite a bit. I do recognize that at the time when I first designed them, it was most likely I only know how to draw one kind of guy type of situation. And I don't like drawing muscle men. That's the other thing. You're probably not going to see a lot of muscle men in this series. I don't like drawing them. They're annoying. There's too many muscles. I like all the body types here, very varied. Oh, I'm glad. I try, but I do recognize that I fall into a certain pattern. But I do try. Let's see. So we give him some decent collarbone. And then these muscles here. Glorious. I don't know what they do, but they sure are there. Let's see. Okay, so he would have more defined body. Not by much, though. Am I drawing this too high? Hang on. I'm avoiding hands. We're doing this now. No more hands. I've decided. These muscles move the neck and prevent your head from falling off. Oh, wow! I've learned something. Given shit. Fun thing with muscle men is that you can cover them up with fat. Oh my god, you're so right. You've opened my eyes. Perfect. I need to do that more. Let's see. Okay, so shoulder. Okay, we got this. Okay. Arms should be a little thicker. and things... Don't worry about it. Don't worry about how weirdly it's angled. It's fine, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I'm worrying about it. Okay, so... yeah. And then we won't be giving him a super muscular stomach, because that is where he keeps some of the dad bod. Not quite. He's still very muscular, don't get me wrong. But he's not defined. He's not dehydrated. What I should be saying. It's where he stores the love. Oh, I like that. Yes, there is a way to show... Yes, it's if you give it an extra line here. And then that makes it a little softer, a little rounder. Doesn't quite show... You're not really going to see it unless you're seeing him from the side view. That looks awful. I'm just gonna pretend I didn't do that. The Hunter God might look plushy, but he is doubtlessly jacked. Oh, 100%. The Hunter God is an Adonis of this world and this approach to beauty standards. He is jacked as hell, and he is so very well fed. He just lives in abundance. Why the animals are basically just carting themselves straight to him. Ooh. Oh, sorry, David Garrity. I hope you, I'm glad you recovered. The most well-fed motherfucker you can ever imagine, yeah. Wouldn't most people in the Paleolithic be lean given all the running and hunting? Yes, absolutely. They do live very active lifestyles, even between all the resting. And because they wouldn't be overfed in any real sense of the word, except for very specific times during the year, if there is really a good year, they would be relatively on the leaner side. However, there is a lot more at play here. We have genetics, we have age, we have, you know, how historically your like how your life has been. Have you had a lot of good years? Have you had a lot of bad years? That would affect different things as well. Ignore how ignore how Tolok looks like he's lived through 4 famines. And just focus on the rest of the guys who are all very well fed and like very clearly okay. Like there is quite a bit of a dissociation there, which maybe I should probably think about fixing. Let's see. He is a year younger than his wife. He is 41. Let's see. I should give him, yeah, the same smaller eye lines. That's too much. Okay. And, he shouldn't be as defined as he is, actually, but that's the thing. I've made him the muscle man. He the muscle man. But there are athletic people who are also not lean. Absolutely, yeah. We will have at least one Mayi character. In general, abs don't show unless 1, you fast and dehydrate, and 2, you take steroids. I believe that is true, yes. The fasting thing and I'm not sure about the steroids. I believe it, but I'm not sure about the steroids. And then the fasting and dehydrating, of course. Like, that's quite the thing. Hey, you hear a lot of actors in Hollywood have to dehydrate themselves periodically for their films, which I think is pretty intense. So here he is in excellent shape, but he is not what I would call extremely muscular, right? And if he does perhaps look that way, that is a flaw on my part and my ability to draw certain body types in that current situation, in my current state, my current edition, version 2.0, 2.1.3.5. Whenever we think of the stereotypical caveman, it's often believed they were hulking giants, aka Liver King, but they didn't have steroids or go to the gym every day. Yeah. Listen, I have many things I would like to say about the caveman diet and the Paleolithic living, like the way a lot of modern people like the Liver King influencers sort of talk about how things should be, because that's how life used to be. I'm doing air quotations, but you can't see them. I shall not. I shall restrain myself. But I am not very happy with any of them. None of them are very accurate. Let's see. Tala is where they got their health from. I should be writing their names down, shouldn't I? Here. Tala. Terron, Talok. I've been enjoying seeing people spell Mitzka with what they have and Mitski with what they have. And we have Orle. And then, we need to pick up the pace if we want to finish the rest of them. We've got Mayi, who is their eldest, these two's eldest daughter. See, she is 20. Let's see. She's got her dad's nose. Orle was my guess. There you go. Who would win Orle, Immortal, or Spear Primal? It's crazy how one faulty study about wolves in the 90s is responsible for alpha male culture and the Omegaverse. It is pretty sick. It is pretty insane. I wonder if those kinds of things would have come back. I was gonna say, okay, Omegaverse, probably not. But like alpha male culture is rooted in something else. I feel like they would have developed something, if not the idea of the alpha male, they would have developed something similar to it, right? They would have gone into like King of the Jungle, the lion, like that kind of visual aesthetic a lot harder. Like the whole concept of like alpha males, I feel like it because it's a symptom, not the cause. Have I said that right? Yeah, it's a symptom, not the disease. So it's more of a, they would have come up with something else. But Omegaverse, now there's a question. Do you think we would have anything like it if it hadn't been for that study? Look me in the eyes and tell me. That makes sense, unfortunately, yeah. Let's see. I like Mitzka, if I remember from a previous post on the Patreon. She likes chewing tree sap. Yes, yes, yes. She does indeed. She also has many anxieties, but we will leave that for a later time. I think... Oh, so this is their daughter Mayi. Let me try and make that legible. And I love her so very dearly because she has my favorite hairstyle. Let's make sure I get her face shape right. The face younger cousins make before asking for the iPad. One of the stereotypes about hunter-gatherers is that they lived short lives, even if we have evidence like Shanadar, who was taken care for and lived a long, healthy life, even with physical disabilities. Absolutely, yeah. Yeah. Don't deny it at all. It's a frustrating stereotype, but it's one of the more simple ones, you know? You can let it slide in a social event when someone when someone brings it up. It's not as bad as the alpha male stigma. At least that's my perspective of it. It kind of ties into the idea that they were like stupid, right? Times were worse, they were stupider. There's also the very frustrating woman foraged, men hunted. That's never gonna go away. I fear that is the kind of misinformation that's just gonna stick around forever. Let's see. Oh, what have I done? Much better. Hi Phoenix, welcome back. Sounds like you went on an adventure. Huh? Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. I don't know if I should say this. Maya is maybe the most. Maya and Orle, I think, they share places for maybe being the most undeveloped characters for the arc. I severely worry about making Maya not much of a character, making her more of a background character than a secondary character, considering that she is relatively important to the story. And I remember toying around with the idea of making her mute, specifically because I didn't have her saying a lot. And I thought, oh, that's a thing I could do. Maybe it would even suit her character to be mute, you know? And I'm still... Like, I reminded myself of it a while ago. So that was for an earlier version of the story, right? And now I'm sort of toying with the idea again, and I'm not entirely sure if I want her to be mute. Especially since she won't have a very big role, or if I should. And I'm still probably going to be debating that for a little while yet, so we will have to see. Oh no, I'm sorry. What have I done, Pina? What have I done? Oh, thank you, Torman. Yes, I have seen them, but I haven't quite put them into the dictionary yet. I shall. It's on the to-do list. I shall do it soon. It could work. She doesn't speak much. Yeah. That said, it would, I suppose, in theory, count as you know, representation. It would count as a little bit of diversity. Just it's a small presence of disability in this time period, which is in and of itself pretty interesting. I do like the thought exercise of how would life be like if you had this kind of disability. If would you have to create an entire sign language from scratch? Would you just get very good at sort of like playing charades to, you know, your friends and family? Would you, because you're around them so long, would they be able to intuit what you're saying just based off familiar movements, right? Like, that makes sense to me. And it would be fun to play around with. But then there's the challenge of now representing that in a pictographic format, which is possible. But I have never been able to know. I've seen sign language guides, like visual sign language guides. I don't know what I don't ever know what they're trying to convey. With like the hand turning and that, or the circles and I've drawn diagrams of that myself, and I kind of get it, but like I always don't really, and maybe that doesn't matter. Maybe that actually just does not matter at all. Maybe that's my excuse for not doing it, and it doesn't really pass. I'll think on it. I'll think on it more. I'm thinking on it. Translator parrot. Sign languages would probably exist already. I think so. That seems reasonable, doesn't it? I wonder what the history of sign language is, actually. That would be fascinating. I mean, rooting out the history of, like, the written language or, like, spoken language is already difficult. I can't imagine how spotty the history of sign language would be, right? Still very interesting. And we're done with that. There you go. Maya. You see what I mean about the hair, though? You see what I mean? Isn't it glorious? I used to go to school with a deaf guy. I actually learned sign language so I could communicate with the guy since he was actually a cool guy. A bit rusty now since I don't need to use it anymore. That's so cool. That's very, very cool. You're a good friend. Maybe we use sign language during hunting as like signs and it transformed into something more complex. It might be before our species existed. Think of Erectus. You could very well be right. Yeah, 100%. Yes, amazing hair. Thank you, Callie. I've been validated. I know of several sign languages that are very old. The most noteworthy ones I can think of is used by Plains natives of North America. That's very cool. Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. That's fascinating history. Yeah, I'll have to look into it. Oh god, there's too many things to look into. Am I keeping notes? No, I'm not. I'll just remember. My memory is famously good. Seawind caught Hannah. Oh no, not again. How many times has it been now? They put a handful of deaf together children in a community a while back and it took them all of a month to develop the makings of a bespoke sign language. Cool. Yeah, it makes sense. It's a tool at the end of the day, right? This is bothering me. There, that's more or less it's fine. I don't really like it. Kind of falls apart near the end, but I don't like it's fine. Don't worry about it. And then you have Iggy, baby Iggy. Every baby is called Iggy when they first start out. The word literally translates. Oop, hang on. The word literally translates to baby. You will see what I mean about drawing kids like sandbags. Oh, that's a bad look. Oh, that's a terrible way to draw the eyes. Why? How did I do it like that? Okay, well. Didn't quite mean to make him look like that, but here we are. Oh my god. I just can't do it. Lock in it. I'm trying. Anyway, as I was saying, every baby starts out as Iggy. It means baby. When you are older, you get a real name because they need to make sure that you're not going to die first. So once you reach your toddler age, that's when they feel safe enough to give you a proper name. It's a very don't get attached sentiment, unfortunately. Which is pretty common in a lot of different cultures as well. There's naming ceremonies, all sorts of things like that. The mouth is funny, but I feel like There we go, that's much better. There we go, massive baby eyes. And then flower sack body. There we go. Oh, you know what I've done? I've made the nose too low, that's it. There we go, that's more baby face. Name reveal ceremony. The existence of babies in the immortal verse implies the existence of hand-holding. You weren't here for the earlier conversation, were you? Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Just don't tell. It's fine. Don't no one say anything. If Mossy Iggy goes missing, we know they probably got yoinked by the wild card. Oh, my baby, he got yoinked. Damn, that's rough, buddy. Let's see. Toes. Toes. Sitting like a... He's sitting like he's the Buddha. There we go. Iggy the baby. Iggy will not be doing much during the course of the series. But he will be there, and he will be emotional support, so don't worry about it. And then, of course, we have the star of the show. Tala! No, I'm kidding. It's a perfect butterfly pose. I know, right? Babies are so agile. Damn. Iggy and his moss tied to his ear. Does he grow as Tala grows? That's a great question. Ahem. So... where did I put her? There she is. Oh, now it hasn't actually been that long since I've drawn Mayi. Mayi. Ugh, I hate that. Okay, never mind. Wait. And then Mayi. Okay, so Iggy is the son of Mayi. Huzzah! I don't think I mentioned that. Mayi is the daughter of Mitzka and Orle. Let's make her a little smaller than that. And you'll notice there is quite the age gap between her and her older sister. Ooh, plot twist. Babies are so agile because they don't have all their bones yet. Oh no, foreshadowing. Mayi. So, we have... Let's see... There we go, all the bouncy hit. Nah, that's good enough. It's fluffy. Ah, I do love her hair. I love, yeah, her and Maya's hair. Yeah, Mayi and Maya. Can you believe I used to get them mixed up all the time earlier on in the process of the production? Don't worry about it. Let's see. Let's give her higher eyes up there. There we go, much better. And I forget what age I made Mayi. She's somewhere between... Oh, she's not 12, that's too old. I think 9 might be a good estimate. I need to look up what I made her. Do I have it anywhere? Or do I have to go digging through papers? Uh-oh. I have to go digging through papers. Okay. She is young child coded. She's anywhere between the ages of 12 and 6. Don't think about that too hard. Because, yeah, she did fluctuate quite a lot in age as well, so that's why I have to have it written down. No. Wow, sorry. Year of Immortal, yeah! I don't know how much I'm living up to that, actually. I'm trying my best. Year of Immortal! Phoenix, you and me, we're both trying our best. It's okay. Okay, so... let's change that angle. Okay. We're not going too much in detail of hands. Don't worry about it. have you ever heard of the webcomic series The Misadventures of Misfit and Miko? No, I haven't. Is it any good? I'm willing to read something. If you guys have webtoons, webcomic suggestions, I would be very happy to hear them. I have a very hard time on webtoons. Webcomics, I should say, as a genre. The most annoying thing that's been happening to me recently is that I will get TikToks of like the first couple pages of the first issue of some manga, some webcomic, some something. And it looks great. The story's really, it's either really compelling or it's like compelling enough, right? And I'm like, oh, looks good. That's great. Okay, I'll go and find it on webtoons or, you know, manga sites. And it's like, oh no, sorry, no, it doesn't exist. It's too niche to be on anything. It's so frustrating. And then the most frustrating part is that it's often reposted. So like I can't even go back to the TikTok and go like, oh, onto their main page, maybe they've got a link there. Most of the time, in fact, all of the time that I've had it so far, where I've bothered to like look, it's been like a repost account where they repost like 5 different comics like every week. And it's just like they find the first couple pages, they send it out, and then somehow they get it from the void and I can just never find it ever again to read. It's impossible. The power of Christ compel. What is happening? Last time I was on Webtoons, I read the entirety of Boyfriends. I hated every moment of it and I would not suggest it. What would you suggest then as a webcomic hosting site? There we go. I'm doing some research. Let's see. Ah, yes, and then of course we have the star of the show. Who I've said this the second time now, and I don't. Because they're all on Tumblr. Oh. I'm reading School Bus Graveyard. It's really coming into its own at the moment. Oh, that sounds good. I like graveyards. I like spooky type content. It's a webcomic created by someone named Paris. Oh, which one? But School Bus Graveyard? Or did you say something earlier, Tito? Sorry. Oh, The Misadventures of Misfit and Miko. Okay, I'm catching up, I'm getting it. My favorite webcomic is Immortal by Hannah. No, it doesn't exist yet. You can't say that. You have to pick something else. I don't need a diploma to tell you not to read webtoon. It's a horror webtoon. Yes, I love horror. Ah, okay. As I was saying, star of the show. Good old Mott. Not sure if it counts as a webcomic, but I like Shin Comics work. Oh, I like Shin Comics too. They're very funny. Let's see. YouTuber Starfish Face and her comic. It looks neat. No, I don't. I've never heard of him. I'll have to check him out. Mott is Mott. With 2 T's, I'm afraid. Can you read this comic I'm making? It's set in a Paleolithic world and it features an immortal woman who goes through her life trying to find meaning. It's called Ephemeral. Ephemerals. Right, yeah, that sounds amazing. God, someone should really make that one day. One day. Guys, I'm not kidding. I really want to make the comic. One day. Okay. It's fine. Just gotta hunker down. If I can do it, so can you. Just make it, bro. That's what I've been telling myself. Mott sounds kind of German, IDK. Pretty sure it's not. I mean, I made it up, but if it does turn out to be a real name that people have, I wouldn't be surprised. The world is a very big place, and I do not know every name. Huh? Oh, there was a new Boys episode out last night. Oh, I gotta watch that. You know what I'm doing? There's a Mott in Irish mythology. Ah, that's cool. Mott and his best friend Bailey. And then the type of castle. While Hannah works on Immortal, I will learn to play the Star Wars card game Star Wars Unlimited, and I will mail Hannah a Hyena Bomber card for every day issue 1 isn't released. Psychological warfare. That would be psychological warfare, yes. I don't know if I drew his beard like this the last time. I'm just gonna leave it. There you go. Now he's sad. Are you happy? He's sad. Looks like one of the dwarves. The real psychological warfare is doing more stuff for Year of Immortal than Hannah. Oh, my heart. Could you please not? I will cry. Ooh, so now that I've got the face, let's see if I can do the anatomy behind it. Is he Tala's grandpa? Mott is actually unique in that he's not related to any of the other characters. In fact, Mott was a sisterborn once upon a time, but he's been around for so long that everyone's kind of forgotten that part. he's outlived all the people who could ever, you know, tell him that he's not supposed to be there. And as a result, he is quite respected. Well, okay, that's not the real reason. It's because of his characters, because he's a very good leader, he's a very wise man. He is the speaker for their group, for their band. One of the speakers, I should say. And he is so old and so wrinkled. And I kind of don't know how to draw him. There we go, that's what I'm looking for. A little bit of a hunch. A bit of a stoop. I don't like that he looks sad. He's not a necessarily sad character. What have I done here that makes him look like this? Yeah, okay, and then more lines. Let's see. Old people just look inherently miserable. I think maybe as the evening's going on, my my lines are getting a little bit looser, and my abilities are maybe going away. I'm losing my power as it strikes midnight like Cinderella. What if I just... There. No mouth, just beard. That would be kind of funny if the whole immortal thing was false advertising and Tala just dies at the end. Never comes back. Oof. Go rest if you need to. I'm gonna rest, don't worry. We're 15 minutes away from my time. So if you are just joining us, I apologize. What if I just... Yeah, we're keeping that. Yeah, no, that's good. I need to practice. Clearly what I've learned here is that I need to practice his mouth more and his expressions more. We're keeping the mouth though. Her hour is coming. Let's see. I want to practice drawing more often, but I also don't want to waste paper. Listen. It's not wasted paper. It's paper that you utilized for the purpose of paper. The point of paper is to... You know what is a waste of paper? The entire pack of like 360 pages of paper that I bought 4 years ago that I now don't use ever because everything I do is digital, and it is just rotting in the bottom of my shelf, yellowing from age, and I never use it. That is a waste of paper. If you draw on it, you are using it for its intended purpose, and you should never feel bad about that. If that is the point of it. Please use it. Please use paper. You will never feel bad for using paper if you know that you are using it for its intended purpose. If it makes you feel better, you can double-side it. You can do it like on both sides, and you can practice like that. Just practice drawing. It's such a good thing to do. It's the best thing to do. Never stop. I'm going insane. It's the worst thing I ever did with my life. You should do it too. Going slowly insane. You can tell we're in the every time we do a drawing stream, I go insane in the final hour. Have you noticed this? He looks like he knows the secret, but he won't tell you. It's because he does. Look at him. He knows all the secrets. That's what big paper wants you to believe. I mean, I don't want to support any company ever. However, paper companies do plant their own trees. They are not cutting down the rainforest to make paper. At least not typically. They shouldn't be doing that. If there are companies doing that, you shouldn't be buying from them. But like your standard paper company, plant the trees, they wait a couple years for the trees to mature, and then they chop them all down, and then they plant more. They are sustainable in that sense. You know what isn't sustainable? The electricity that goes into data centers that then people turn into AI art. That is a way more wasteful use of any of our time and any of our resources than paper. Paper is fine. Nobody tell Hannah about my 500 loose sheets of paper I have in my closet. It's completely yellow with an incomprehensible language of when I was a kid and couldn't speak English. That is it. That is what I'm doing with my paper. That's fine. Don't worry. It's we sacrificed the paper because we thought we'd use it and then we didn't. Okay, that is a waste of paper. Gally girl, I will send you that paper if you need me to. And then it'll go to something good. A4 paper is low-key cool. It's good. It's cool. It is good. It helps you form a better relationship between your hands and your eyes as well. To practice on paper, either consistently throughout practicing on digital as well, if you would like to, or as a way to start out and develop your own skills before moving on to digital. Digital is a whole other ballpark. I'm better on paper than I am on digital. Or at least I was for a very long time. It's not quite the case anymore, but for a very long time I was much better on paper than I ever was on digital because the rules are different and your hand-eye coordination is different. The pen on a digital display tablet, no matter how good it is, there's a little bit of drift. There's a little bit wrong there. At least with every display tablet that I've had, right? There's a little bit of a it's not quite where your brain thinks it should be for the pen that you're using. And that's different on paper. It's always going to be the same, very consistent, very reliable. Digital is different. You are going to feel worse on digital, especially if you're just starting out. I highly recommend do some stuff on paper. You will be fine. High cortisol Tala versus low cortisol Zanes. Thank you, Gally. Never feel bad. I'm sorry, I was very intense about this. Anyway, what was I doing? I was drawing this guy. Anyway, here he is. I'm just gonna cut him off at the hips, because I don't know how to draw people. Old people. Ah, what have I done? I've also killed the shortcuts on my... Okay, this is a fantastic time to end. I have killed the shortcuts on the... I can't use shortcuts anymore. The shortcuts have stopped working. This is a fantastic time to end. Sorry, when this happens, usually I have to restart Photoshop. I feel maybe instead this is a good place to end it, right? I think we have accomplished drawing every single one of the main cast. Some of them I have learnt I need more practice in, and that is hopefully nothing to be ashamed of. Please don't make fun of me. Guys, please, it's nothing to be ashamed of. But yeah. Yeah. Oh, let me calm down. let me calm down briefly. Maybe I should just draw the outlines on paper and only do the coloring on digital. That's an option. That's something that I did when I was in that phase of being better at better on paper, worse in digital. I would do all the sketching and to an extent the line art on paper, and then I would clean it up and color it in it wasn't Photoshop, but I would color it and clean it up. We love you, Mitzka. Mitzka. Yay, Mitzka. Yay. But yeah, thank you very, very much. This was very fun. I'm very glad we did this. I'm not sure what we'll be doing next week. The poll for the Chance of Sinner, on the poll for this weekend, the Chance of Sinner game will be up again. So we'll be doing part 2 of that if it wins. Alternatively, we have another reading stream for... Oh, let me check and remind myself what it is. Storytime stream for the first few chapters of The Wonderful Wizard of Oz. Because I went to a secondhand bookshop and I got a bunch of new books. So now I have new things to read to you guys, if you so choose. One of them is Wuthering Heights, which I thought would be kind of topical and a little bit funny. But yeah. Yes, okay, and then there'll probably be another art stream up. I'll have to think of what I can put up as an option, because I haven't thought that far ahead. I shall make a plan. I think we know what Hannah is biased for. Listen, video games are fun, okay? I was enjoying the game. But ultimately it is what you guys decide. Please, I shouldn't say this, but please don't, no tie again, please. That was so stressful. And like I couldn't put the thumbnail up on Monday because I had to put in another poll, and then it almost, that was so scary. It's gonna be okay. I shall be fine. Read all 80 books of Cassius Dio live on stream. Thank you everyone for coming. I'm very glad you all like Mitzka. If I ever have to do a thirst trap for publicity's sake, I shall use Mitzka. I'm sorry, but it was so funny. I know it was funny, but it was so stressful. But anyway, thank you all very, very much. I hope you have a lovely rest of your Thursday, and I hope you have a fantastic weekend, and I can't wait to see you next week, where we will do whatever it is that wins the poll. If you would like to vote on the poll yourself, all you have to do is become a member on any tier of the Patreon. Does not matter which one, you will be able to vote. That is my third plug from the stream. There you go. Yes, so see you all next week. Okay, thank you all. Bye bye.